Do you like fun zombie games? Do you like rewarding gaming experiences? Are you pressed for time and worry about burning your chicken tendies? Well, today we are going to look at a game that tries to do these things. Whether or not it accomplishes these things isn't another matter. Today we are diving into the game The Last Stand Aftermath, seeing if this game is any good and if you should waste your time playing it. The Last Stand Aftermath is a post-apocalyptic zombie world where resources are slim and killable player characters are plentiful. Really, you will probably be dying a lot, like really at the most inopportune times, so try not to get too attached to your character. There isn't any opening cinematic in this game, just a short synopsis of how the world dissolved into chaos, and how only 5% of the entire population eventually ended up surviving, and creating communities trying to survive this zombie outbreak. You are part of one of those human communities that is stretched thin by a zombie catastrophe. Tasked with venturing outside your complex walls, your primary focus on searching for supplies, while also looking to solve the mystery behind the zombie outbreak. Visually, this game is just a run-of-the-mill top-down zombie shooter. Off the bat, this game kind of reminds me of a combination of Hatred and Project Zomboid. The top-down isometric feature is there, and there is both destructible environments and zombies to crush and destroy. You just can't rotate the camera like the other two games. Overall, this game has a dark and somber color palette. Most missions are during the night, and the colors are generally blood red, green, shades of blue. That's the overarching vibe. This is complemented by the inclusion of atmospheric visual events, like rain, thunder, pools of blood, all from killing zombies and experiencing the atmosphere that is available to the player. There is a nice muzzle flash from the guns when engaging zombies. This flash of light adds some welcomed warm brightness and warm colors to the overlaid cold atmosphere being presented when fighting at night. I feel like if this game stuck with only nighttime game levels, it would have done quite well overall in terms of mood. The one flashlight you are given doesn't change the lighting like the muzzle flash does. It is cold and lifeless like the game environment. It's solely focused on illuminating both the game level and helps to push the element that you're truly alone in this wilderness of zombies. There is a variety of objects for the player to interact with within each of the houses in this game, ranging from bookshelves and trunks to random boxes and supply stashes. Many of the houses are all broken down and abandoned, having the age of the past 15 years displayed through overgrown lawns and dust and debris everywhere. This leads each house being rummaged through to feel unique and interesting to explore. While exploring these derelict houses and levels, you'll run into a good variety of zombies. The zombie models feel both grounded and realistic. They are defined just enough to give variety and uniqueness, while also playing to the advantage of a dark atmosphere. This advantage allows for any repetition in design to be hidden. The player model is also okay, but honestly could be a little bit more detailed. That way the player feels more attached to their character, especially since death is such a big part of this game mechanic. I feel like maybe having a full-length character displayed in the inventory screen will allow for more connection to the character you're playing, while also opening up the option to potentially dress your character in different outfits. This would lead to more attachment emotionally, and greater distress when you lose said character. The one issue I see with focusing on dark color palettes and atmospheres to build environments and hide any character design shortcomings is when daytime missions or safe house missions appear. Stopping at a safe house during a day or doing a day mission, you actually have time to inspect the world and your character when zoomed in. This extra time can sometimes lead to a disappointing effect, realizing that the game isn't as polished as the night scenes make it out to be. When it comes to music and sound, listening to the sound design of this game is very rich for being such a simple game concept. There's a lot of foreboding music cues, atmospheric elements like rain, thunder, interactive elements like generators and doors. Engaging with zombies also has a good variety of unique sounds. The sound of metal clanging on surface such as a missed swing or the blood squishing and squelching as you chop apart your enemies. The sound of gunfire is also very satisfying. Each shot feels very grounded. My favorite weapon has to be the grenade launcher. Both the sound and fire that's expelled when you explode tons of zombies is quite relieving and beneficial. Sadly, there is no voice acting in this game. And I do wonder if having such a huge feature like that would also add to the game's overall feeling and mood. Hearing the moans of a dying person in the distance or a random gunshot or broken glass would also help to solidify a more desperate and desolate situation. Especially one like this, a zombie outbreak, something that the player has fallen into. Having voice acting is like really important and develops a connection that is far greater than any kind of random audio cue that you could just generate. Looking at gameplay mechanics, this game kind of reminds me of the Oregon Trail, or if you also know the Oregon Trail, due to the collecting of supplies to keep you going, all the while knowing that the end will come regardless. Your character will die. The camera angles are rigid, but you are able to zoom in and out to see all the zombie destruction, which is, I guess, kind of good. The addition of traps within the game also adds another layer of both hilarious moments and frustrating outcomes, especially when you have a character that you really care about die just because you accidentally went over a tripwire and had your face blown off by a shotgun. Oh, you son of a... Oh, shit. I've had this happen multiple times. I've had multiple accounts of either my player character being saved by these traps or being completely decimated by them. This then leads me to having to start all the way over from the beginning, which is extremely frustrating. There's a lot of shelves and containers to search through. Like I said earlier, there's a virus and mutation element to the game. It appears that any action taken while outside the main base and occasional shelter will lead you to absorbing more and more of the zombie virus. This includes fighting, searching, engaging the zombies any way possible. Also, just jumping out a window leads to increasing more of the zombie mutation level. The only thing that can stop it is using an antigen, which for a short time will act like the Mario superstar of this world, allowing the character to do any action without going up on their mutation level. Now, there are good things when it comes to getting mutated though. This comes with a form of mutation abilities. Each level of mutation you receive will allow for the character to choose between one of 3 mutation abilities. Some of these abilities are good, some of these abilities could be better. They each have their up and downfall. I would have to say my personal favorite would be increasing of speed. This allows you to get through a level quite fast, along with escaping the zombies that you're going to run into. When it comes to the story, I honestly didn't finish the game. I had to look up a YouTube video as to figuring out what happens in the end. There's a crazed doctor. This doctor wants to figure out the zombie outbreak virus, like where it's coming from and how to cure it. But he's too crazy and foregone to really save him. You have to kill him. And then at the end, you're told by your main base to take that zombie outbreak virus and inject it into yourself as a way of finding a cure. Does it give you a cure? No. It just kills you. The game just kills you. You go from the very beginning of the game all the way to the end, and then it's told by your main base of people that you need to inject said cure virus into your own body, and you expect that you're going to win the game. But you don't. It just kills you. This causes you to have to go all the way back to the beginning of the game, start a new character, so the character that you're playing as is dead and is gone. Can't get them back again. Then you have to go through the rest of the game again to get to the end, and then try that cure again. And does that give you a good ending? Do you win the game at the end? No, it kills you again. The game causes you to have to go through it about 5 times before you reach the actual good ending of the game. You have to go through the game, not dying, reach the end, and sacrifice yourself for the greater good of the people within this game who don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. You are basically just cattle to their means. You get to the end of the game, you kill yourself again, and then after 5 times, the cure finally works and you win the game. I don't think it's worth playing to get to that point, to actually go all that way and waste all of your time just to achieve victory over this game, honestly. So story-wise, I think it falls flat. As for multiplayer in this game, sadly, there isn't any. This game is only single player, and it doesn't look like multiplayer will be added anytime soon. I feel like this is a big missed opportunity, though, due to the way that the gameplay plays out. But I can also understand, since adding a feature like that would take away from the death mechanics and how it solely adds to the gameplay's replayability in the long run. I do see, though, that there are advantages to adding a multiplayer to a game like this. Playing with your friends, really developing that connection that you have, or having your friends inadvertently kill themselves, thus then to be able to laugh at them as they have to restart all the way from the beginning. Hopefully this gameplay developer will relook at that when developing future games. Multiplayer can really add to a gaming experience, and I feel like this game could only benefit from having it. Overall, I'd like to say that this game is kind of fun due to its zombie killing mechanics, the character skill building that you'll get, the ability to really invest in the character especially is there. If you like to play your game slow, carefully, this might be a good zombie game for you. You can really collect a lot of stuff, which helps you out further in the game if you don't die accidentally. As for me, the biggest issue I dislike is that once you die, you have to start all the way from the beginning. I mean, all the way from the beginning. I mean, like, really, all the way from the beginning. I started over so many times and had to grind just to get back to where I was, just for me to die again. You can't skip levels in this game. Like, let's say you get halfway. There is no skipping. If you die, you have to go all the way back and then you have to reach that point again. I mean, like, if they were to add that to the game, the ability to skip whole levels after getting to a certain point, then I think the game would be worthwhile. But because you have to start all the way back at the beginning every time you die, I think that really killed it for me. Other than that one mechanic, I did learn that I am apparently a hoarder when it comes to zombie games. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with dropping it on the ground, but at the same time, like, I want to be able to, like, keep this stuff. Don't carry so much. That's pretty funny. But I'm a hoarder. I love hoarding. Don't hoard. It's hard not to hoard. This one aspect of me being a hoarder, which was also kind of funny, caused one of my playthroughs to grind to a halt just because I was so overburdened and I hadn't reached any type of holding container yet that I wasn't able to, like, literally get away from any zombies, let alone walk. I would say that this game is fun for what it is. It's worth a try if you can get it on a super low sale. Like, I'm talking like $1 or something like that. Right now, at the time of filming this video, it is free on Epic Games. So if you can get it free, play it. I mean, it's fun if you have nothing. Like, let's say your internet's out and you want to play a zombie game. It's kind of fun, you know? So if you like zombie games, you might as well give it a try. Try not to lose your sanity if you die and have to start all the way over like I did. But overall, give it a try. I'd like to thank all of you for stopping by and deciding to check in on this video. I hope I was able to give you some insight into this game. I want to put out more videos like this in the future. That way I can give you an honest playthrough of a game, whether you should spend your time on it. Check out the other videos on my YouTube channel, where I have both my unedited VODs and other game reviews. I stream on Twitch a couple days a week, and I hope to see you all there. Till next time, peace. Oh! I love that. You mow down the zombies as you leave. Now, I do believe that might have hurt my car. We'll check that once we get to the new area. Jesus! Oh, that is hilarious.